Put him on the 5-on-5, garbage. Get him out. He hasn't proven himself. I don't want to say he's garbage, but not with the Canadiens. You ain't doing that shit. That's all Laine's worth. I'm sorry. Laine is not worth anything on the 5-on-5. Put him on the PP.
Yeah.
That's it.
I agree.
And if other guys on the Canadiens can do that, you garbage.
Yeah, it was I think a cancer in the locker room.
Yeah, exactly. Laine, he's uncoachable. He's just you can't have him.
True. It was a rumor. We don't know where he's going. Ali's a good. It could be a good fit. It looks like there might be interest since
Avalanche. I think the Avalanche.
No, but what I was saying is Ali, because what's his name? Fiala got hurt during the Olympics.
Because of Fiala, yeah.
So they need somebody. He would be a good fit. As a power play specialist, minimize his limit on 5-on-5, and then use him as your top power play unit.
That's all Laine's worth. I'm sorry. Laine is not worth anything on the 5-on-5. Put him on the PP.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's all he does. Is go on the PP.
Going with that, I'm looking at teams that need a strong power play, that are in the run for the cup, that are in need of players in the West, is the Colorado Avalanche. They're at under 16% on the power play, one of the worst teams in power play. If they are a team that is running for the cup, they need a guy like Laine.
I agree.
On the power play.
I agree.
Because Laine, that's all he's worth, is on the power play. Put him on the 5-on-5, garbage. Get him out. He hasn't proven himself. I don't want to say he's garbage, but not with the Canadiens. You ain't doing that shit. There's other guys that can do that on the Canadiens.
I agree.
If other guys on the Canadiens can do that, you garbage.
Oh, damn. Shots. Special teams player, yeah.
I don't have the standings right now in the West. I know bad teams in the power play in the West. I would say Nashville. I want to say Vegas, yes, and Colorado. Top teams. I'm talking about teams in the running, not like teams that are in and out. In the East, in the power play that are hurting, I would say maybe the Rangers.
Tampa Bay?
Tampa because, Tampa needs the young guys. Tampa has a lot of older guys. If they can get a guy like we were talking about before, not Newhook, but Bolduc. They need that young grit. They're the ones that, because they're on their way out, like Penguins.
Montreal's not going to trade.
Talking about the Penguins, you got Malkin, you got Crosby, but dude, in a few years, man, we're going to be talking about a different story on this podcast where they ain't got nothing. So Penguins are in the route for a lot of draft picks in the upcoming years. So hopefully they rebuild and they redo.
They're going to rebuild.
So I've always liked the Penguins. Good team.
Yeah. I think they have a good management. Yeah. They have a good.
Was it true for Patrick Laine? What do you think about that?
I don't think he's going to Blackhawks.
No. Blackhawks and Islanders, no. Detroit right now is on a hot run. They're on a run for the playoffs. So amongst the wild card teams, they're in there.
They're looking to spend money.
They're looking to spend money. They can go get a top 6 guy, especially on the power play.
Anybody can go get a top 6 guy. They're ready to spend.
Detroit right now is ready to spend on anything, like minus a goaltender, because I think goaltending right now is not really hot on the trade, but anything else, defensive, offensive, Detroit is ready to spend money on. So they have the cap. They have the money.
He's got what? He's making 8.7?
8.7.
So Montreal, would they retain 50%?
Yes.
They would retain 50%.
And you know what? I think they would.
They're willing to retain 50%.
And they're willing to retain 50%. I'm sure they're willing to retain.
But don't expect anything else.
Yeah, that's it.
They're not going to give up
no trade picks, not trade picks, draft picks.
No. They shouldn't.
He's a rental. No.
So literally the trade would be 50%. We'd give you Laine and we take 50% of his salary. That's all the trade.
Conditional pick back to Montreal.
Yeah, pretty much.
A second round pick
with 50% retention.
5th round.
It would be like $1 million on the other team's cap hit. It would be nothing.
Yeah,
it would be nothing.
Detroit makes sense. I'd say.
Detroit's on a good run right now.
Of course, absolutely. Colorado was interesting too, but I really think they're gonna want to get Kadri, if you ask me.
Kadri?
Yeah,
I think Calgary's on a good run right now.
That's a good fit.
Calgary is also a team amongst Colorado. I think they're going to push. They're not as strong as Colorado right now.
No.
Not even as close, because the West is not as close. It's not as tight as the East, though. So it's a different comparison. But if Calgary had a run for the cup, they're going to keep Kadri. They're not going to touch him.
Now, would they take Laine? Would Calgary take Laine?
I think there's more chances that Calgary would take Laine.
Mm.
I would.
I don't see Calgary taking Laine.
Why not?
Because Calgary right now wants to rebuild.
Goals.
What do they need Laine for?
Well,
No.
He's a
just a goal scorer. Hopefully he turns around on the 5-5, but like
He's gonna be a rental player.
Calgary.
No.
What about a team like Utah or Seattle? An expansion team.
I would say the
Yeah,
Kraken. The Kraken. The Utah too. Utah is up there. Utah is it's in the run, I think, in the stand.
Wild card. Yeah.
Yeah, they're in the wild card.
Yeah, both of them.
You
Both
guys
of them
have to
are-
look at teams that are in the playoffs or looking,
But
to
they have
put
that
the-
depth.
No, they're looking to spend minimal amounts and have that extra depth in case they need it,
Yeah.
and not rely only on him. So teams that are contenders, whether they're in the playoffs or contending for a wild card spot, this is the team that are going to go for him.
You need to go.
Or teams that lost players because of injury.
I think Laine needs to be that guy that's the guy who comes in as a veteran. He's got the experience and he's going to bring your team to the cup. But like you said, Tony, he's not the guy that you rely on to drive you to the cup, but he's going to be the guy in the locker room to kind of guide you.
No, it's just
He
depth.
reminds me of
That's all it is.
2011, the Bruins. We had Mark Recchi.
Yeah.
And Mark Recchi wasn't the reason we won the cup, but he was the leadership, the veteran that came in the locker room. And I remember him from the Canadiens. It was like that guy who just brought in so much experience. He didn't bring much.
Yeah, but I would
Laine
compare him
is-
to Recchi because Recchi
Recchi, yeah.
as a core veteran.
But Recchi
to
played on the
lineup.
fourth. Recchi was playing on the third, fourth. Yeah.
And I'll take Recchi over Laine any day.
Was an instrumental fit for the team in order for the run. They're looking at Laine as depth, just depth. Doesn't necessarily mean they're going to play him. The teams that are going to get him are probably going to minimize his ice time on 5-on-5 and just use him
play him on the power
strictly
play.
on special teams.
Power play.
Yeah.
That's it. He is a power play guy.
So what about two more teams possibly Laine goes to? Carolina? That makes sense?
Yes.
This is a big one.
Yeah.
Big.
I think so.
Carolina.
Yeah.
Even
They're-
back to Winnipeg. Winnipeg might be of interest.
And also not happening because they're not going anywhere this year unless Hellebuyck stands on his head all season. No.
But it was interest that they would those rumors.
Yeah,
there.
take him back. Yeah,
I don't see it happening, but there was talks there.
Winnipeg too are 9 points out of being in a wild card position. So it's
Bad
important.
blood on top of that.
Yeah.
yeah. That's more. I think that the blood. That's the reason they got rid of him is because it was like
Yeah, it was
a cancer. I think a cancer in the locker room.
yeah, exactly.
Laine, he's uncoachable. He's just you can't have him in the locker room. He's a problematic.
What about Edmonton, guys? Huh?
Edmonton?
Edmonton,
With
yeah.
McDavid lighting him up.
They don't need the PP with Laine. No.
I
They need
don't
defense. They need goaltending. They need other stuff.
I don't know if Laine and McDavid would get along.
Yeah,
Hey, if he just feeds him the puck,
Working.
I see him there.
They can't even play on the same.
Instead of,
power play.
I see him there. You have Draisaitl. You have McDavid on the point with Draisaitl on the left, on the right. Put him
Put
on
the
the
same
left
line.
side,
No.
and you get.
Put him on the second power play. You can't play on the same power play with Draisaitl.
Oh, I would put him there.
Yeah.
Why not?
It's a good point.
And
Why
Edmonton's got
not?
zero depth. And they
Yeah.
got zero.
They have 2 guys.
That's the problem. Is that you overload.
much.
You overload one line. You got nothing.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the
but it's a
problem about
different
Edmonton.
option.
No, I get it, and you got to hope that Edmonton falls on the power play 17 times every night. But that's the problem about Edmonton. They get fucked because they get fucked on defense. They get fucked on goaltending.